Hey, so this is going to be a video on more how to aim your shots so you hit them more often, guaranteeing your shots and stop leaving it to RNG. I'm going to be going over a little bit of situational awareness as well, but this is really just how to improve your aim in the game. So I guess I can fast forward to this part a little bit. We end up going ice road because top tier mediums just felt like pushing the aggression to ice road really quickly to get around them would be the best play for this game. That's what we end up doing. So starting off here, I'm watching the minimap seeing what's spotted. This is situational awareness part. I'm watching the bridge in the top corner of my screen. Here, I'm about to round the corner, so I get ready to look up at whatever's at the top of the hill. We spot a Conway. This is my first shot of the game here. Obviously, you want to take speculative shots. You want to try to always take an opportunity to shoot something. Every shot not taken is a guaranteed shot missed. So take the shot, it just hits its track. Still on the move fully, doesn't matter. End up taking a shot in return from him. This next shot here, let me turn that down. I don't know what 6 cents is, whatever, screw it, okay. Anyway, so this next shot here is just a super lucky shot. Again, every shot not taken is a guaranteed shot missed, so I just throw it at him. Less than half my reticle's in his face, but there's nothing else that I can shoot at, so it's worth it for me to take that shot. And I know I'm going to reload in time by the time I am ready to take the next shot. So I got lucky. I tracked him and damaged him there. So he ends up getting hit quite a bit for that. And here I'm watching, go back into sniper mode, make sure I can hit my next shot. I hit it. Then we spot a 430U and a 277. I come to a very quick stop. Even though it was green there for just a second, I'm not going to take the shot. One, because I'm loaded, or not loaded, but even if I was loaded, now that I'm engaging someone, I want to make sure that I'm guaranteeing each one of my shots to the best of my ability. I did not feel comfortable with that shell doing any damage, so I want to save it for when I need it. I know I wasn't reloaded, but it's an example. So 140, lack of gun depression right. Trying to angle my left track there on the side of the hill to tilt me forwards so I can get shots on these guys who are above me. And you can see how that works. I'm able to shoot him now. So here's an important part. I'm looking at him here and I'm thinking, okay, so he's currently tracked, he's still on full HP. What do I want to do? Do I want to go for a retracking shot? Or do I want some damage? Well, it looks like he just got tracked again. Damage, retracking. Damage, no, let's just go with the tracking, switch back to AP so we can guarantee tracks and damage. So I retrack him again. That just goes to show you how long the information that goes through my head when I'm trying to decide if I'm going to shoot at someone. I want to make sure whatever my choice is will benefit me the most. Guaranteeing the track and switching to AP, then firing a round off and not guaranteeing that someone else is going to track him, it would lead down the line to him being able to get away. So guaranteeing the track and switching back to AP, it makes it so I'm able to farm him. And we see that happen next. Is switching back to AP. Sadly, I bumped myself up and I can't quite get the gun depression to shoot him, and he fixes his tracks. But I don't let him get away. At this point, he doesn't have the gun depression to shoot me, and I get to sit here and just have a free farm with standard ammunition. So the next thing that's going on, this is situation awareness. I'm looking at the bridge behind us on the mini map right now, and I'm thinking, okay, so there's no one behind us. I need to be able to get shots on these guys. From this position, I cannot. So I'm going to go to the other side of the hill and do literally the exact same thing as wedging my right track up on the side of the hill this time so I can get the gun repression that I need. And you can see because of what I did, I can now hit him. Look at how my tank is not on flat ground. That way I'm able to hit my shots. Even though I have poor gun depression, I can still hit these shots. So I take my shot, back down, guarantee another shot into the cupola, back down, drive back up. And you can see, oh, sorry, I wanted. My reticle went over his cupola a little bit and I didn't fire. I didn't feel comfortable with that shot. So I aimed back down, I make sure it's right where I want it, and then I take my shot. Just taking that, it's like a tenth of a second more time to aim and guarantee my shell's going to go where I want it to go. That shot was almost never going to go through, but there was nothing else for me to shoot at the time, so I took it anyways. Friendly drives out in front of me. At this moment, the 704 dies, and I think, okay, well, he's alone now. Let's just rush him and kill him and move on. So first shot goes in. People say don't auto aim. Auto aiming is fine as long as you don't leave it to RNG. So watch what I do. I'm actually gonna take control of this here. So as we're going, I have the side of his turret here. Okay? Side of his turret and the top part of his hull. So I know my shell is going to go through. Wherever it's going to hit in this area is going to be a penetration, even though I'm auto aiming. So I take the shot. Okay. Now, that exact thing my friend here in the other 140 does. He's auto aimed currently onto the 430U as well. But you can see he's firing at the front of the turret. And because of that, he bounces. If he took the auto aim off and just aimed just a little bit lower, he would have had a damaging shot there. Because he auto aimed and it wasn't a guaranteed penetration, he ended up hitting the turret and bouncing. So you can see my next shot. I take the auto aim off because he's turning his turret back towards me. So I want to guarantee that I'm going to pen him and not hit his turret. So I aim low. Reloaded now. He's turning. Guarantee my penetration. And a wild 4005 appears. I get extremely lucky. I should have taken a massive amount of damage there. But, I mean... So this next part here, what's going through my head right now is I have high explosive loaded because of 4005. Easily pen his turret for some massive damage, right? But in my mind, I think, you know what's going to be better than just getting a high damage roll? Tracking him in the open so we can kill him. So instead of going for that juicy 500 damage shot with high explosive, I just track him for 61 damage. It's the better play. It affords me less damage, but it guarantees that he's going to take more. I still have high explosive loaded. I probably should have changed, but I track him again. Or I try to track him again. My shell goes a little bit to the right and ends up penning him for a high damaging shot. So he gets away. Oh well, I still feel like I did the best I could have in that situation. Maybe changing ammunition types would have been better. Situational awareness right here. Artillery gets spotted to my side. I immediately stop aggressing the hill and turn to engage him. So right now I'm checking to see if my high explosive will even pen him, because honestly I don't know. And I actually delay my shot just a little bit to make sure I'm going to do the most damage possible. I saw my reticle was green, so I went for it. I'm going to do the exact same thing with this artillery. The FE normally has a lot of armor, but being this low, firing up into his lower plate, I'm like, oh, there's green there. Aim at it. Shoot. Pen. Just taking that extra tenth to a half of a second to guarantee your shots go where you want it. That's all you got to do. I'm thinking about shooting the 4005. I see the E3s there. I so E3's there looking up at us. I took a look at my HP. I'm on 1500. I can easily take a shot from the E3 and survive. But your hit points are a how do I put it? A tool for you to use at the end of the game. Spending your hit points to get more damage at the end of the game is a good thing to do. But with an E3 Chieftain and a 140 there, if they were to all shoot me, I could die. So I would rather guarantee my survival for longer in the game, and I pulled back without doing any damage. If it was just the E3, I would have just sat in the open and taken a shot. I see the E3 fires at the 263, and I'm a little timid here. I probably should have pushed over more aggressively while he was on reload, but whatever. I see the E3 is just given up and gone AFK, but the E3 is still looking at me, and the E3 still does have a lot of armor. I can much more easily pen the side of a chieftain than I can the front of the E3, so I still focus on the chieftain. Put one shell into him. E3 dies, so I know he's not a problem for me anymore. And right here I get super greedy, and I rush my shot a little bit, which I shouldn't have done. So I decide I really want to go for a track and a damaging shot. But because I rushed that shell just a little early and didn't aim it properly, I only got his tracks. Because of that, it cost me one extra shot of damage. I got the assistance from it, so it's not the end of the world. But still, it's like I could have done better on that last shot. But I rushed it. I didn't take that extra tenth of a second to aim my shell. But still, ended up coming out with a decent or a very good damaging game. Uh, I can't complain about the result, but there are still areas where I need to improve. Um, yeah, so just make sure whenever you're aiming your shot, one of two things. If you don't have anything else to shoot at, go ahead and take a chancy shot. And the second thing is just aim that tenth of a second longer. It's really all that it takes. So, thank you guys very much.